I've took the liberty to fix some of these apples, especially this one. And these two right here, we're going to lighten them up because they're much too dark, way too dark. But we're going to lighten them up as we finish and bring completion to this. Right now we're going to go back into this, and I've mixed a new color for silver up, and I'm adding some thinner to this. And I'm just going to spread this over only where the light of the light's coming, more thinner. And I'm only painting with the color I put on here, but I mixed it up on my palette. And I'm only hitting, like I said, I'm only hitting where I know the light struck. Forgot my color was on here. In between that shadow that was there, remember? And I've made some mistakes and I'm trying to rectify it, but it'll hopefully it'll work out good. And if it doesn't, we can move on to a different painting. I'm not getting nowhere near this red down here, because like I said, we're going to try to fix that. I'm going to go into my new silver paint, my new silver mixture, which is red, white, titanium white, cerulean blue, and a small touch of cerulean blue, and a little bit more of burnt umber. And I mixed them all good. I'm not going up to the end right here, because I'm keeping in line with this right here, trying to. And I'm going over the handle just a bit, just to make sure I got it. I think that might work a little bit better than what we thought was, unless the person that told me is doing something different, which they probably are. They probably just didn't add just those three. They probably, because they're very experienced. They've been painting for 40, 50 something years. Right now I'm just going to go ahead and, where this is, I'm leaving that right there, but I'm touching this. I'm going to bring this on over. This is going to be our lid, our lip of the colander. And I'm doing it in this color, in this tone, simply because I'll see it better. And with the brush strokes, I can see it as it's turning. And I got my hand on my easel as to steady myself a little bit better. Now when I get there, I'm going to add more thinner, thin my mixture down, and I'm just going to take it from this end, and I'm going to go all around to where that lip would be. Because as I was doing this, I just noticed that I wasn't painting the lip. I was painting under the lip. And so I got to correct this. So we're going to take it up a little bit more thinner. Like I said, I would have liked for this piece of canvas to be a little bit more primed and covered, because it's not as primed as I would like for it to have been. And we'll do the same way on this, but only over here. And the paint, my mixture is getting dry. It's absorbing too much. The linen is. So that's why I'm adding more thinner. Our next piece, of course, is going to be the scumble. That's going to be exciting. So this part over here, we're just going to go ahead and add the silver in, or the silver color, what we want it to be silver. Hopefully. I'm just leaving a little line right there. Hope you can see that in between there. And on this other side, I'm just leaving it. I'm just touching it with a little bit of color. And so I don't think it's part of that roll over there. Alright, that looks a little bit more silver, doesn't it? I hope. It probably doesn't. But And now with a big dry brush, it's very dry, I hope, yeah. I'm going to take it and I'm going to go back and forth over it very lightly, like this, all over. Bring it down. Oh, picked up some of that red, but that's okay. We have to put red in here anyway. Reflective red. And let's get to our other edge over here. I'm going to go back into the silver, or my mixture of silver. I'm going to add a small touch of more brown and cerulean blue. Not to the whole mixture, just to a small portion of it that's separated from it. And that's so I can get this right here. Connect it, make it look connected. And I'm going to bring this color on around. Bring it on around right here, right at the edge. And that says so I can blend it out. When I blend it out, it's going to have a ending to it. Finish this part out over here. So at least now it looks round, or somewhat round. We'll take a dry brush, and I'm going to grab this color, and I'm just going to go over, not straight down, but almost at a left hand or a right arc, just a little bit. And now I'm going over to the left arc. I'm touching, going, touching, going over, touching, going over. And it's just to bring it over the edge. Trying to fix that one part, and I'll leave that part alone right there. Let's see here. Set our dry brushes here so we can pick our palette up. Okay, now let's go back into our silver. Well, what I consider to be a better silver, because it's a little bit more conductive to blacken another color. It doesn't really have to look silver. It could be any kind of something, as long as we enjoy the paint. I'm stopping right here, and boy, this canvas is extra thirsty. But it's okay. It'll work for what we want. I'm gonna go back into the little bit more of the burnt umber, some of the more silver color, or what we're using for silver, and a touch of cerulean blue, just to make it darker, a little bit darker, so I can come in here and hit right here where there's going to be a separation of that light, because I don't want it to look like it's spilling out on the back side, because that will look very abstract, and it probably don't make sense now, but to me it wouldn't make no sense at all. And this doesn't have to be, it can be whatever color we choose. It doesn't have to really be a silver. I just seen it, and the colander is silver, and I thought, oh, what a beautiful piece to paint. So, and I'm still learning, and it's okay. We all can still learn. If it don't have to be silver, it can be pewter or plastic for all I care. As long as it's pretty, and I think it's worth it. And same way with you. If you think it's worth it, go for it. I'm going to add just a touch more blue. Give it a little bit more of a shadow. a little bit more thinner. And I'm hitting up here at the line of the other side of the colander. And I'm coming around. Now that I have that done, I'm going to pull it all down. Instead of going like this, I'm going to pull it down. Unload my brush on it. Because I don't know why this particular canvas is so thirsty other than it wasn't gessoed correctly. And that's my fault. I guess I was in a hurry to paint the original. And I should have did a better job on its gessoing. Now, this area I just realized is too light. So what I'm going to do, because it's supposed to be silver, I'm going to make a particular color, a particular purple, and I'm going to mix it in with the dark of this side. We'll see how that works. Use some thinner real quick. Darken this side over here a little bit. And I might have to use black on it. I'll go into some black. Wanted to try to stay away from as much black as possible with this, because of course it might mess it up, then again it might not. It might make it look like it is silver on the inside and something else on the outside. Let's hope not. Let's hope it works all together. I'm going to add a little bit more in here just for that separation. That looks okay. For what kind of light I'm dealing with, I'm dealing with a spotlight. And so it's very closely set up to my subject matter. Although you can't see my subject matter, I got a perfect view to it. Perfect view of it. Except for my light. Now, I got this in, and it looks sort of odd right there. So I'm going to go back into my bright, this color, the one I consider to be, it's not silver. It's not silver. And I'm going to bring this out just a tad. Bring it out just a tad, like this. That is so I can add a small piece right here to make it look a little bit more out there. Let's hope that works. Let's go ahead and add some more of this. I'm going to go ahead and go into the black, because I want this handle to be separate, and I want to be able to see that handle as I'm finishing up certain particulars of my painting. Now, let's see. We can add more of this right here. Because definitely the light isn't striking on the inside. That way when we add our highlight, it's going to be much brighter. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and go into the black. More of the black. A little bit of this color that we're using of silver, a mixture of titanium white, cerulean blue, and burnt umber. And small touches of black here and there. Now I'm going to go up under this lip. If this is right here, I'm going to continue it right in here. I'll cut that down in just a minute. See, at least now it looks like it's going a little bit around better than it did. And this can extend all the way out right here. I think that's a better shadow color for silver, for what I deem to be silver. And y'all may know a better solution to the silver color. And if you do, you can please feel free to email me at Barry.Miller21@yahoo.com. Now, let's go ahead. Well, I know one thing we can do. I don't want to take a brush this size and try to manipulate it into a way of getting all them little colander holes in here. So I'm thinking about a good way to do that with, and I don't have a brush that can emulate that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and move on to my apples. I'm going to keep my gray right here, my silver and my other color. Make sure my brush is clean, because I had to go back over my apples. My apples were looking rotten. So I'm going to go into Grumbacher red with thinner and yellow. Give it that little orangish look. Little bit of light yellow. And now I'm going to highlight my apples. It might have touches of green in it, and you probably can't see the apples very well. The light's hitting here. It's going to be a stark right here. It's going to be starkly right in there. But not only right in there, also right in here. And since I used green as the complement, I should have lightened that green. First and foremost, I should have lightened it as to the composition that I was painting. Of course, that's bad planning on my part. Go back into Grumbacher red. And this one, the light can't really hit, so I'm just going to go down here. Hit some places. And let that be done with that part. You know what I think? I think I'll do? I'll lighten my greens. Get all that bitty green I can find. Get a touch of light yellow. Let's try this. Let's see if we can bring these a little bit better. Greens. That's too bright. Let's go into yellow ochre, a little bit of raw sienna, and blue, phthalo blue. Let's mix that up. It's a very sap green. We can go into our gray mixture. That's light. We're gonna touch it with the green. Go around where we know the light's not hitting the hardest. We're gonna do the other ones the same way. You can probably see this better back here than you can see this one up front. Cutting that one down some, and we'll do the same thing with this one up here, and it's got a mixture of red and green in it too, so it might change on us. Now we're going to go back into yellow ochre, phthalo blue, light yellow lemon, what I have left of the yellow, and I'm going to go back into this light color. I got to tone this green down so it doesn't look so white. So white and light. Alright. Let's try to shadow this. The color that we used for our shadow of something or another. First we're going to have it a touch of purple. Then we're going to add blue. Then we'll add red. That should bring our color purple. A very dull purple with a tint of green to it. Then I'm going to go back into what Vidian green I've got, and I'm going to mix that up in there too. So this is going to be our shadow color for our apples. And it's not very strong because it's mixed with Viridian. Viridian has a very weak flavor to it. Add a little bit more Grumbacher red. Give it a little bit more of a purple tint to it. Alright, let's hope that'll work for right now. I'm going to take one of my dry brushes and I'm going to just smooth out these edges. Of my apple. Let's hope we can make this one stand out a little bit better, because it's looking a little rough in there. Looks like a sour gumball instead of an apple. Go over here. We're just going to pull it down as though the sides of the apple or the planes, the apple are round to us. Go here and do the same thing with this one. That's a little bit better, I think. Like I said, I'm learning, and I've been painting since I was 14 years old. Been learning the whole step of the way. And there's nothing that I've learned without trial and error and patience. And sometimes I get it and sometimes I don't. But when I don't, I just have to pick up and continue on. And that's a good thing. Now that my brush is clean, I'm going to go ahead and go into the highlights of the apples. I may have to do a major operation on that one to make it look right.